Hello and welcome. So in this channel today we'll just be trying to look at the main N8n interface, what we can do with N8n and what N8n is as a general. So this one is for total beginners, people who are just starting with N8n, and this is some of the things maybe you might expect when you are working with N8n, or also maybe when you are trying to do some AI automations or also other automations in general. So once you are signed in, this is the main interface that you are going to be facing, and this one will just be saying you need to start this one from scratch. Depending on the version you are using, this one might be a bit different. Some of the new versions are having this kind of an interface, but some of the older versions are having some different interfaces. So depending on the time that you are starting to use N8n, this one might be a bit different, but don't be afraid. The main idea is you just need to have the workflows, the credentials, and the executions. Once you build an automation, this is where the automation will be coming at. This will all be counted as the workflows. The next step for this one will be having the credentials, and these are all the credentials that you are going to be creating in your workspace. So this one can have a lot of credentials. This one can have the auth2, this one can be APIs. Also, this one can be headers. Also, you can use the custom credentials for this one. The next step for this one, we have the executions. And this is whereby we'll be able to see all the executions that have been able to run and all the executions that are currently running. I'll just switch to a current demo and a new, I'll just log into a working dashboard, and then I can just show you how all these shows and what you can expect when you are working on a new automation. And we are back. So in my example, this is what I currently have. These are some of the automations that I'm currently running. As you can see, we have some which are active. Most of these ones are active. And then you can see some which are inactive. These are the two automations that you have. So once you build an automation, you need to have it running and as active so you can be able to listen for new events. But if you have your automation as inactive, then you'll not be able to receive any new, or maybe you'll not be able to execute your workflows. The next part that we have on this dashboard will be the credentials. This is what we have, and this is where you are able to save all the credentials that you need to use. In this case, we have some email accounts. We have the ClickUp account. Also, we have the Airtable account. In this case, we'll be using some different credential types. As you can see in this one, we have the APIs. Also, we have the all the APIs. Also, we have the personal access tokens. Different applications in N8n will be using different kind of access tokens, or also kind of different credentials for this one. So don't be afraid. Each application will just be prompting you on what kind of credential it needs to use, and then you can just be able to set that up. The next part we have on this one are the executions, and this shows what we are able to run. So these are the applications that I'm running. So these are the active workflows that I'm running, and you can see this one failed, this one was also successful. So you can just come and check which of these automations had failed. These are the ones which failed, so you can just be able to see this one with an error. The other good thing, you can just be able to filter these ones, and you can just come and say all the automations which failed with an error, and these are the automations that had an error. So you just come, open this just view, and once you open this automation, you can just be able to see what happened and why we had an error in this automation. Then the other thing you'll need to do, on the left we have a new dashboard. This is what we have. You can be able to see templates. N8n provides a large cache of automations that you can just be able to choose from. So at the moment we have around 1,000 automations, meaning you can be able to find almost any kind of automation that you need. So you can have any of these categories. Alternatively, you can just come and choose based on a search keyword, and then select on what you need to do. This is just a quick way you can be able to start with these automations instead of you having to go and create these from scratch. Then the other item will be the variables. This one is on the pro template. You can just be able to add some custom variables on this one, and then based on the number of results that you have, you can be able to reshare these credentials or maybe these variables instead of you having to create these ones new each time. Then the other thing we have the help. You can have the quick start. This is where we are going to be starting. This is just a link to the YouTube channel. We'll just keep this, and this is what we can be able to start. Then the other item we'll be having is the documentation. You'll come here, and then you can be able to see whatever it is that you need to use N8n, whatever it is that you need to set this up. and all these other stuff that you need to run N8n successfully. Then the other item we'll be having will be the forum. This is where everything that you need, any access that you need, any help you need, this is where you'll be coming to us. As you can see on this one, they have a lot, so you can be able to see the questions that people are asking. This is what the challenges that people are facing. Then you can see the tutorials. This is what people are training others to do. These are what people are sharing about N8n. Also, you can be able to see what people have built with N8n. These are some of the stuff that people have built with. Also, you can see the jobs people are posting who are looking for people to join their team or all other stuff. This is what you can be able to do with this interface. Then the other thing you'll be able to find is the course. This one will just take you straight to the N8n course, and then you can be able to do the intermediate and the beginner course. These are helpful if maybe you want to start with the N8n and you are a beginner. If you have any issues running N8n, you can just report a bug. This will be reporting. And then you can just say, this is the issue I'm having, the title, all these other information, and then the team from N8n will just take a look and then they can advise you on what to do. The final thing about this one, you can just check your N8n version, see what instance you are running, and just other information about your N8n. That is all that we need to do. So if you need to update N8n, you can see currently we are on version 1.70, and the one I'm running on version 1.6, 9.0.2. I need to update and then be able to run on the latest version. So that is all you need to see about N8n Canvas. The other thing I think we might show maybe is, let's say you are already running an automation. Let's just use this example. And this example is a technical analysis agent, which just gets a URL, scraps that page, and then you can be able to get a detailed analysis based on what you are running on. So once you are running an automation, this is the page that you'll be facing. You can just have these kind of automations built on your dashboard. And adding new nodes, this is where you'll be adding new nodes. You can have actions within apps. This means maybe you'll select an application, get data, add information, or maybe transform the information. Then the other thing, we have the data transformation. This is kind of the holy grail for N8n. If you are able to master this, then you are able to master almost everything on N8n. Since most of these intermediate steps are just about data transformation, moving data from one step to the other one. Then the other thing will be just about data mapping. That comes also, I think, in the data transformation, whereby you are able to get the information from the first node, the second node, to the third node, and then maybe able to process this information and then get the results that you want. That is basically what you need to do when running these ones. Then the other one will be just the flow. Do you want to filter information? How do you want this information to go? Do you want to switch this information? Do you want to merge this information? How do you want to handle this information? Then the other aspect will be just the core nodes. These are what are basically like the coexisting. If you have these nodes, then you can be able to do almost anything you want to do. So one, if you have the HTTP node, you can be able to replicate any kind of API. If you have the custom node, the code node, then you can be able to do any kind of data transformation. You can execute commands on your own N8n. You can be able to call other workflows. You can be able to save execution data. This is if you have the enterprise license. Also transfer files within different FTPs, different servers. These are the file transfer protocols. Also, you can do stuff with N8n, the N8n form, do nothing, respond to the webhook, or maybe decide to wait. What you can do with this wait, you can also build some custom wait with the code node. These are just some of the stuff you can be able to do with this one. Then the most interesting part about this one, our advanced AI, whereby we can be able to do the AI agents. Also, we can be able to do stuff with the open AI. We have all these different AI models, so maybe these different kind of API nodes that we can be able to do a lot of stuff for AI. So with all these ones, we can be able to build so much complex automations. In this case, you're just having a simple agent, and this agent is just using a web scraping tool. So meaning this is just one of the simple user cases that we can have. But in future, you can be able to build way more customizable, way more complex and other bigger stuff compared to what we have on this one. But since this one is just an introductory course, this one will just be saying this is what we have and this is what we can build on. Thank you.